Hey guys, Faciane here. Alright, here goes. So pretty much everyone there ever was knows and loves Mario, that lovable plumber, stomper of mushrooms, mutilator of turtles, and rescuer of princesses. In fact, I bet if you just Google the name Mario, the first result will have completely to do with Nintendo's mustachioed mascot.
I did, and it does.
He's not just a popular character, he's an icon. Also, Mario's like a money machine for Nintendo. Put out a game and slap Mario's name on it and he sells like hotcakes. He's like a magic goose that lays golden coins.
See what I did there?
This does mean, however, that sometimes Nintendo will crap out a terrible Mario game just to cash in. So, while an almost certainly incredible Mario game is getting ready to drop at E3 tomorrow, here's 5 of the most terrible excuses for a Mario game that anyone has ever seen. What? Why? Bowser has a museum? Cool. The logic of this game is so flawed. Bowser's gonna keep Yoshi prisoner until Mario steals everything out of his museum and takes it back through time to where it goes. Why would he do this? Why would he bait the one dude who always beats him into ruining his museum, which he probably spent a bunch of time putting together? And look at this bullshit security system. You're telling me Bowser was like, "Oh, I know, I'll lay 2 innocent Koopa Troopa lives on the line by having them protect my artifacts in small, easy-to-navigate rooms that work just like a shitty version of Mario Brothers." Ridiculous. So then you just go around to the most boring versions of various time periods possible, kill a few Koopas, and hit a bunch of boxes that cause paragraphs of text to appear on the screen that say things that are barely facts, but that they try and pass off as enriching information. Ugh. So yeah, Mario's Time Machine looks like a Mario game, but plays like, I don't know, a calculator wristwatch. And yeah, I know the SNES version is better than the NES one, but that's like saying it's harder to gnaw off my own hand than it is to get a dog to do it. Bullshit. An experiment gone awry has unleashed a slew of viruses onto Mushroom Kingdom Hospital. Help Dr. Mario battle these nasty bugs by throwing multicolored vitamins at them. Huh? Dr. Mario, huh? When did that happen? He wasn't a doctor before. Did he attend medical school in the Mushroom Kingdom? My guess is no for 2 reasons. 1, throwing multicolored vitamins is absolutely not the way to cure anyone of anything. 2nd, there is no way that something large enough to throw a vitamin at is actually a virus. I guess we can justify the 2nd part by saying that maybe this experiment gone awry has caused viruses to grow to outrageous sizes. But okay, then my 2nd point is that no real doctor puts his first name after his title. There is no way that anyone can explain this premise to me, especially considering what the gameplay is, where I'll be like, oh yeah, now I know why this had to be a Mario game. So Bowser's not in the game, Peach isn't in the game, there's no Yoshi, there's no Luigi, no Goombas, Koopas, nothing. So why is it a Mario game? The other nuts thing is how many times this game has come out. There's like 10 versions and they're barely even sequels. They're really just the same game with better graphics. They all sell well. Insane. Great game, dumb premise, all bullshit. Man, remember the 90s?
No? How old are you?
Anyway, back then Sonic and Mario were bitter rivals and Sega and Nintendo were always trying to one-up each other for that top spot. I bet this is what some executive was referencing when they absolutely pitched Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games like this. What better way to honor the message of cooperation and solidarity that the Olympics represent than to bring Mario and Sonic, the Edward and Jacob of gaming, together at last? Oh yeah, and people love minigames. And yeah, it shot to the top of the charts when it came out, but who does anyone think they're kidding? At first glance, one might lump this game in with Mario Kart and Mario Tennis, but that would just be a mistake. This is just the real Olympics with cartoon characters instead of athletes. It's like they were just afraid to make a straight Olympics game, so they added Nintendo and Sega characters to friendly it up. It's like a magic trick that your 9-year-old nephew does that's him just really throwing a card over his shoulder, except instead of lying to a kid to make his day, you have to spend $50 on a shitty game. Mario Paint's neat. Actually, neat is the perfect way to describe it because it perfectly captures the legitimate interest I have in it as a concept without implying any sort of real excitement. People make all kinds of stuff with it, which you can see all over YouTube, but basically it's just a glorified proof of concept demo for the weird SNES mouse peripheral. What can it even do? It's barely a game. Alright, so let's see. You can do some basic drawing, make and place stamps, and make super crappy animations with super crappy music. You know what? That sounds a lot like this awesome game that I used to have called MS Paint, but mixed with this other incredibly deep game on my Mac called GarageBand. Those are my 2 favorite games. Ah! Shut up!
It's not a game. It's not. Ah.
In fact, the only part of Mario Paint that actually is a game is a little mini game called Gnat Attack, and Mario isn't even in it at all. It's like you swat flies and then you fight a big fly and then it starts over and then that's it. I'll say it again. The game in Mario Paint is the part where you swat flies. Bullshit. What? It's just a Breakout clone. At first glance, the only thing connecting Mario with Alleyway was that the blocks sometimes look like a giant Mario sprite in the bonus round. But surely that is not the only reason this is considered a Mario game, is it? Looking at the box art, which also makes the game seem like it takes place in the bathwater of a sad clown, you'll notice something tiny, just visible inside the paddle.
What is it?
No. No, what? With his back turned to us, what's it?
Oh, no.
What the f? There's a tiny little Mario on there at the controls inside the paddle. What? Boot up the game and sure enough, right as you're about to start, a tiny little Mario flashes onto the screen for a half a second and hops into the paddle. So that's why the extra lives icon is in the shape of Mario's face. In like the shittiest way ever, Alleyway is actually attempting to be a game where you play as Mario. And it's only on the first stage. That's like obscene. I mean, look how quickly he just jumps in there and then how fully the game proceeds to have literally nothing to do with Mario. It's not even like the game benefits from it. It's just like Nintendo was like, hey guys, you know how we own the rights to Mario? Let's just like get him in there for a minute. Why not? It's 1989. We're on the top of the world. Pass me a tab soda. Like they just did it because they could, kids. He just jumps in, closes, eat-dee-dee-dee-dee, and then that's all you ever see of him. You could literally play that game for 1 hour and only see Mario for 1 second, and Nintendo sells it today in the 3DS eShop as a Mario game. Bullshit. So okay, I can see how after listening to all this, somebody might be convinced that maybe I just hate Mario. I promise that's not the case. I love Mario. Believe me, no one is more excited than I to see this new game get announced tomorrow, but maybe I do treat Mario a little too harshly. I guess to me, Mario's presence should mean something. I don't know. Anyway, stay fly, my dudes, and see you next time.